All right, there we go. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to I Don't Want to Spill My Coffee on This Sheet of Paper and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. Thanks, everybody, for being here. This is a Ustream live show with live people in a live chat. So if you're watching the recording, just know that I am talking to people in a live chat. And yeah, so it's Monday morning, my usual stream time, 9 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Inkiwell, Inkiwell, and Dee Dee Willingham on Facebook, and Coffee and Art in the Morning on Ustream. So thanks, everybody. No, I have not painted the starfish, Marilyn, and I have a little plan for that, so hold on. Okay, so anyway, first off, I went to Blick and this weekend, yesterday afternoon, and we went to the Varsity, ate at the Varsity. If y'all are in the Atlanta area, y'all know the Varsity. Anyway, so if y'all have any questions, put them in caps, so I know y'all are asking me a question. Hey, Jeannie. Oh, Jeannie, I have a little book today. Just saying, you might want to be warned. Okay, so anyway, at Blick, this is they have Blick Art Supply, if y'all know that, and of course you can shop online. Anyway, they have a rack of individual like wrapping paper type papers, and this is one of the ones that I bought this time. I always try to buy at least one sheet of this, although in this case I'm probably going to cut this up and put it in my Adorable. And this is my faux dory, and they're so adorable. Sister Woman Jonna from Scrappy Camper Sisters, who are Jonna and Darcy sisters. And anyway, Jonna was making these faux dories, and so yeah, I bought one from her, and I've already loaded it up. So you can see my faux dory, which we call Adorables. That's her name for her faux dories, Adorables. It's already full. So anyway, I'm thinking about cutting some of this up and putting it in my Adorable. And so I just thought it was just the cutest paper. It's all kinds of just little fashion drawings, little cute. I mean, it's just so cute. I couldn't resist it. Look how cute. I could not resist this. And it might be flashing out a little on the camera, but I think y'all could kind of see it there. Isn't it? It's about 20, I think it's probably about, let's see, there's 12, it's almost 20, yeah, just shy of 20 by, and I think about 26, something like that. So it's a big sheet of paper. I know, right? I don't know if there's a name. Let's see here. It's called 1973. It's from www.1973.com. So, yeah, phone number and everything. I can't, it looks like it's from 2000. I can't, so some of these little tiny writing, let's see, where's my, it's from 2004, so it's been around. So I don't know about 1973.com, but this paper was put out in 2004. So it's over 10 years old. Or the copyright on it is. I mean, I don't know when they actually made this sheet of paper. I'm not saying this sheet of paper is over 10 years old, although it could be. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought it was just so cute. So that's the only sheet of paper I bought. I'm going to cut that up and put it in my Adorable. Okay, wait a minute. I got to come tilt my camera up. We're a little wonky there. Okay, so what else I got at Blick? I needed a new, and I haven't taken anything out of the package, so I could show you the packaging first. This is just a general tri-tip white plastic eraser. These are my favorite erasers for other than color pencil. They'll take off a layer. They won't take off 3 layers down to with color pencil. Color pencil's hard to erase when you have lots and lots of layers. But anyway, this is my favorite eraser, and you can see I have in my little tray here lots of bits of that kind of eraser. I use them down to little nubs here. I mean, I've got tons of what's left of them. So you can see I really did need another one because all of mine are down to little bits. So we're going to now take it out of the packaging now that you've seen it. But you can get these at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and of course I got mine at Blick because I just was there. All right, so let's see if I can, oh, let me just cut it open for goodness sake. So yeah, we're talking to Darcy in chat. She's back from UK. She went and met some of the girls in UK. She, Happy Di, sister woman who's now on to, she went on to Denmark. But Darcy's back and she's here in chat. So we're kind of catching up on everything that she did. I did need a new one, didn't I? And they just feel good in your hand. You know, now once you start using them a lot, they'll break in half or whatever after, you know, you get down half, you know, down in there. But that's why I have lots of pieces of them too, you know. So anyway, I really like these. And also for pencils, on pencils, I like the white erasers as well to put on pencils that have like red rubber eraser. So yeah. Okay, so there, that goes into the, that's going into the tray. All right. The next thing I got was one of these erasers. Again, it's a white eraser. Now I have, let me see where I put it. Where did I put it? Oh, I have another one of those, these pencil type, but it's bigger than this. It's got a bigger eraser inside of it. This one has a smaller eraser in it. You'll click it down like that. This one's got a tiny one. The other one that I have is probably about twice this size, in the same type of, you know, slide the eraser bit down. So I got one of these. It's called a Tough Stuff, Papermate Tough Stuff eraser stick. So I got one of those. It was just a couple, they're only a couple dollars, and you can buy refills from. The refills cost more than the eraser. They get you that. It costs more for the fill than it does for the one with, like, with the pin holder. But anyway, I got that. There you go, Vicki. It's going into the eraser pile. I don't know where that other one is. It's a blue one, so it's not hard to find. But it is hard to find. Yes. Here it is. I have it in a rubber band. Here it is right here. So this is the other one that I had already, was one of these. And I don't even know, it's a Stedler. And you can see it's pretty, you know, it needs to be cleaned off before you use it again. But anyway, it's a lot wider than this one. So, yeah. So I got those erasers. I know this is fascinating, isn't it? Hey, Cass. Oh, and Cass is here. I was telling Carrie earlier, I'm telling everybody that I went to Blick this weekend, and I did look for those Luminous pencils that you showed on your stream. And of course, Car and Dosh do not sell their color pencils at my Blick. It's a small Blick in here in downtown Atlanta. They have them online, of course, so I can buy them online. But I thought I'd pick one up or two if I was actually in the store, if they had them, but they don't sell them in the store. So I'm looking forward to trying those out when I put in a Blick online order. Okay, so then I just needed a couple of grays and blue pencils. I got 3 different shades of gray and gray blue. I needed these gray blues, Prismacolors that I was out of. And again, I was careful to find ones that are centered, that the lead is centered in. And I say lead, I know it's not lead, it's pigment. Don't email me. But anyway, so to make sure they're centered to help with the sharpening, you know, issues. But I still think it's the wood. I think it's the wood they're making them out of now that's the problem. But anyway, so I need these 3 colors. So I did pick those up. Then I picked up this Pentel Art color brush. Now I have water brushes and I have brushes that I put that come to put ink in, but I've not tried the Pentel color brush that comes with the ink in it already. So it's got black pigment ink. So I haven't opened anything up because I was going to open it up here. So I don't even know what ink is going to be like or anything, because this is the first time I've tried this. So, you know, when I do ink with a brush and ink, I just use a brush, and I don't want to bump the camera, but I'll use like, let me get a couple different inks here. I'm going to show. These are some of my favorite inks here. Black ink, that is. So when I'm inking anything, I have a variety of different inks that I use. Sorry, guys, I did bump the tripod. The Black Cat, this is awesome. I love this. Is, I guess, probably, well, I don't know. I like this too, the Sumi ink. I don't know anything else about it except it's Sumi ink. And you can get this at Michael's. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby. And then these two, you know, this is the Okolanor, where you used to use these in the pen, technical pens. And, you know, I still use that every now and then in a pinch. And then a Higgins Black Magic. So I'm used to just using ink with a regular, just a paintbrush. But I thought I'd give this a try. So you didn't have to buy an extra suitcase to get home, Darcy. Good for you. And I think this was probably, I think it was like maybe $4 or $5. I don't have my receipt right here. I stuck it in a thing. But anyway, these are made in Japan too. I think Japan. But it's pentelarts.com. Okay, where's my magnifying glass? Yeah, made in Japan. All right, so anyway, we're going to test this baby out here and see how it works. And yeah, it's just black ink, black pigment ink is what it says. Now, the ones that I've seen at Michael's have like small, medium, you know, like an M for medium, and that these didn't. And I showed the girl the picture I had. She goes, well, I don't know why these don't have S, M, and L, you know, small, medium, and large, but they didn't. So we're going to see how big this brush is. Oh, it's good size. It's a good small size. So I don't know if I have to, it just starts to squeeze out. Starts working. You see, I see it coming down there. I don't want to go, you know, just want to take its time. You can see it's starting to come down there. It doesn't have a thing where you take it off and remove anything, so well, maybe right here. Let's see. I guess it would help if it says anything on there, right? I've not tried one of these, but they seem just like my water brushes. They don't seem any different. Let's see. Should I try to take it apart and have ink go everywhere? Or should I just kind of squeeze it and see what happens? I don't know. There might be a little thing in there. You know what I mean, Vern? Has anybody ever tried to take one of these apart and see? I would think that they're not easily taken apart because they don't probably want you to refill these. They probably want you to buy a new one. I'm thinking, so they probably don't come apart. But I'm not seeing it come down to the tip yet. I mean, down into there yet. It has no instructions. No instructions. I'm just thinking it should come down like a water brush, but it's not coming out to the white part. Yeah, there is no instructions. It just says permanent ink, acid-free, fade-proof, water-resistant, ideal for painting on location, durable nylon brush. Holds its point. Then they have it in like French and Italian or something. There is no instructions, Vicky. But, you know, and there's all the writings in Japanese. But it looks like it, you know, it would come apart right there. But it's not really twisting. There it goes. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's just see what happens now. I might just make a big hot mess. Okay, there is a little plug in there. Okay, let's see here. Don't take the ring off. Let's see here. How do I get that thing off? Or does it come off? It's got a hole in it. Maybe it's not meant to come off. You know, maybe it's not meant to come off. I don't know. I know somebody's watching this recording going, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. See, I don't know if that's supposed to come off. Does it twist? Is there ink coming out of there? Take the little ring off for a second. Nope, the ink is not coming out of there. So this thing has got to come off for the ink to come into here. You know? So this has got to come off somehow, but my nails are not very strong, so I can't even get a nail under there. But seriously, I'm squeezing it out, nothing's coming out. So this has to come off. There's a little hole in there. Should I just poke it with the pokey tool? Yeah, but nothing's coming out, blonde woman. I mean, I have to take this off, or either that or poke a hole in there. I don't know if I should poke that in. I guess I'll have to look it up online, guys. I'll have to find a YouTuber. YouTubers. I'll have to find. I know. Look, hey, Jean. Jean. No, 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 no. Okay, Jean is telling. Okay, the red ring is off. No, the red ring is right here. The red ring is, all the red ring is like a thread. The red ring, oh, I see. Take that off and poke it in there. Oh, okay. So now I twist this back on, right? Okay, so now there's a pin in there. Okay, so now I just twist this back on, Jean. All right, let's see what happens now. I'm going to twist it back on. No, it's not twisting back on. It does look like there's a pokey thing in there, but do I just jam it in there? Okay, let's put it back together now. Okay. All right, so I took the red ring off. It doesn't need the red ring. Put it back together. So do I mean, it's not twisting on there. It's literally not wanting to twist back on. I'm having to really jam it on there. It is not going back on. Look at what it looks like in there. All right, see how it looks like there's a little slit on that side, but in here, it's right in the middle. The little like knife or whatever, it's right in the middle. You can get refills for this. Okay, so I'm getting some instructions here from the girls, but there's a 30-second lag. Okay. Twist the other way. Oh, okay. That's right, because in Japanese it goes the other way. Okay, there we go. So I'm going, because it's usually lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, right? Well, this time it's tighty is lefty. It's the opposite. Okay, it went right on. It went right on when I tightened it lefty. You can tell it's Monday morning. Hi, Eileen. Hey, Barb. Anybody else popping in? Okay. Now I should be able to give it a little squeeze, right, and start getting some ink flowing. Yeah, now look, it's coming down there. All right, we got some action now. All right, so if you get one of these pins, remember, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty doesn't work on these pins. Oh, my gosh. Okay, now my eyes are watering. All right, let's get this baby flowing there. Okay, it's coming down. I'm just giving it some lightly squeezing it, you know. It's coming down. I told you I've never had one of these before. All right, I see it's starting to come down now. I don't want to, like, you know, make it, like, really... Okay, there it comes. See, it's starting to come down to the... It's starting to come out right there now. All right, let's just give it a second. Let's pet it. Pet the ink down to the tip. Oh, it didn't pop off that ring. Yeah, that probably would have been bad news if I tried to pop that. But you know, look, hey, tell me what to do then. There's no instructions. I'm glad you girls have used one of these before. All right, so here we go. All right, it's coming down there. I'm letting it kind of come down slow. I don't want it to, you know, get a big hot mess here. Hey, Annabelle, anybody else popping in? All right, it's coming down. I'm just giving it some light squeezes. So you can refill. All right. So who's used these? What kind of ink do y'all refill this with? Okay, y'all tell me. And oh my gosh, I don't even know how you'd refill it in that little bitty hole. You have to have a syringe to refill it. Hey, Julie, art unit, and whoever else. Yeah, it's starting to come down now. It's all look. See, it's starting to fill up the nib there. I'm just letting it kind of. Yeah, but if they sell it here, we do, Joe. Do y'all know what kind of ink to put back in it? I mean, will any of these work? Can I refill the pen with any of these? Here we go. All right, we got some action going now. I'm just letting it, I'm babying it, taking its time. Doesn't show that on the front bottom of the package. No, it doesn't show anything on the front. Here's the package. Here's the package. Nothing. Here's the back of the package. There is nothing except what's the kind of ink it is. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're in business now. I'm just gonna continuously let it come out there. You buy the cartridges. Okay, so it comes with cartridges at Jet Pens. Okay, of course you got to order it, right? You can't just go out and buy them. You buy a new bottom part. Okay, there we go. So there we go. We got it going now. Oh, wow. I'm wore out, guys. All right, so let's look at it here. So you can get a nice thick line. I like the ink. It's nice and black. And then you can get some real thin lines. Look at that. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Good, 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 good. I like it. And again, this one didn't say, like the one I showed them. Hang on, I'll show you the picture. I think this was from Michael's. I showed the girl this picture. Where is it? Where is the picture? Well, I showed it to her. So there it is. Okay, so I showed her this picture. Okay. And see, it has a medium there, and this one comes with cartridges in this pack. I think this is from Michael's. So I'm going to have to look at Michael's for one of these with the cartridges. Okay. See how it's medium there? This one, there's nothing. No small, medium, large, nothing. And of course, no refills. But this one has the cartridges. So yeah, I'll look at Michael's for this. Okay. So yeah. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. It's nice. Now, where's the lid? Oh, gee. Where's the top? There was a top to it, right? I lost the top. Oh, I'll have to take one off of one of my old water brushes. It'll probably work. Oh, good grief. I know it's right here. I haven't gone anywhere. There it is. I haven't gone anywhere. All right, so there we go. And that screws on. So there's our little kind of snap, or is it going to screw on? There, it snaps on. Okay. All right, I'm putting this baby down. That's enough drama before I have had another sip of coffee. The cartridge is only $2.50. Thanks, Janet. All right, let me get a paper towel for under my coffee cup here. All righty, so there we go. Whew. That was a lot of work for a Monday morning. Yeah, I got the top on there. Thanks, guys. So there we go. Yeah, there we go. So there's that was the one that I got at Dick Blick. Pentel Arts color brush. This one has no refill cartridges. They want you to come back to Blick's. Vicky says she needs a Valium now. Vicky. Okay, so that was one of my other purchases. If y'all have already been here a while and forgot what else I got, I did get a new eraser pencil thing. You know, one of these that kind of, you can click down. I got one of these erasers. I got a few new Prismacolor blues that I was out of, blue grays. And I got that big sheet of paper. Vicki, did you see this? I got this sheet of paper too. It's all different little fashion drawings. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Isn't that cute? So I got this to cut up different little things and to use in my Adorable. Okay, so that's that. Then, one other thing. Where's Jeannie? She better look away because it's a book. Hey, Ella. Okay, and good morning, by the way, to Jean, if I didn't say hi to you. Thank you for getting me out of that jam. I'm glad I didn't take the pen apart, literally, because I was about to. I was about to get a pokey tool. I was about to snap off that little thing. All right, so I'll keep that packaging because I know someone's going to ask about it. All right, so the other thing that I got, she said, I'll make sure there's no ink on my hand. She said that they had just got these in. And y'all know we love our color books. We love our doodle books. We love our inspiration books, our, what do you call them, prompt books. So this is another new one that's out. It's called Start Now. The Creativity Journal by Kate Neckel, Neckel, Kate Neckel. And it's another one of those little prompt play-in journals. It was $16, $16.95, I think, yeah. And I got a little bit of a discount, but anyway. So it's just the same kind of, you know, doodly inspiration idea book that we have many of. I'll show you this one. And then the last thing that I got this at Target when I took the kids for school supplies. And, oh, and by the way, speaking of, when I went up to their house this weekend, I showed y'all, I tweeted a picture of my grand dog. Anyway, so I went to take my grandchildren school supply shopping. Here, let me show you a picture of my grand dog here. And we went to Target, because I'd already bought a whole bunch of stuff at Walmart, but they wanted some specific things at Target. So, where is it? Where's my grand dog? Here he is. So there's my grand dog who needs a shave and a haircut, 2 bits. So when we went to Target and got their school supplies, I had to get this. And Carrie, I know she's going to want this. These were like $2. They were the most expensive composition books that they had at Target. Everything else was under $2. This one was $2. I could not pass this composition. It's just a plain old composition book with college rule paper. Instead of the wider, it's the thinner. But look, I love that. I know Carrie goes, maps. But isn't that cool? I could not resist this. So I had to buy myself another composition book. Another composition book. So I got that. Anyway. Oh, wait, there was another picture I was going to show. So we did go this weekend, took the kids school supply shopping, went to Blick. And for those of y'all that know the ATL, we went to the Varsity. Love the Varsity. I love their onion rings. This is what I ate. Don't email me. Greasy onion rings. Now I gotta say, Hubster will get the chili cheese dog. I will not eat a hot dog I don't cook myself. I mean, not that there's anything. I just don't eat unless I have microwaved or cooked it on the grill. I will not eat a hot dog I do not cook. That's just me. I buy them. I know the brand. I know what's in them. And I cook them myself. Hubster, he'd go to the 7-Eleven and probably buy a hot dog. But no, not me. All right. So anyway, but I did want to show real quick one other thing that Denise sent me pictures of the kids with their school supplies. Very, very excited with them. And where is the one? Well, I can't find it. She sent me a picture of Cam. Oh, there he is. I'll cut Cam off there. I'll just put the. He wanted these black composition books, and he wrote all his subjects in white. That's all his own writing. He wrote all his subjects on himself. You know, my 16-year-old, well, almost 16-year-old grandson is an artist. And look, that's all his own writing there. I thought that was great. So anyway, they're excited about their school supplies. Okay, so now let's look at this book real quick. Jeannie. I like to tease Jeannie. Yes, all beef hot dogs. Yes, Miko. Anyway, but I love their greasy onion rings at the Varsity. That's all I ever get. I get onion rings. I love their greasy onion rings. Okay, so anyway. So this is called Start Now. And what it is, it's like, you know, I don't want to, y'all know what these books are like. There's all kinds of like prompts, drawings. What are you waiting for? This kind of thing. And then there's a lot of blank pages too. And just all kinds of little doodle starters, drawing starters. And I know it's going to kind of flash out. Be cool, be nice, be interested, ask questions, be grateful, be willing to work really hard, listen, really listen, love, and then love some more. So little things like that in here. Then all kinds of doodles, prompts, have a vision. So this is all what comes in. I haven't put any drawings in it yet. So you can kind of see it's got prompts and then blank pages and then more prompts. Thinking about it equals nothing. Different little sketches of art supplies. Yeah, it's another one, you know, I mean, I've got tons of these kind of books. I love them. And I use them in some form or fashion, but I'll tell you who's dedicated in using these kind of books, and that is Sherry. Our Sherry Pink. She actually finished, as far as I know, or almost finished, if not totally finished, the Wreck This Journal. And she got another one. She showed it on one of her YouTube one of her latest YouTube videos. She got another similar one at Barnes & Noble on sale. And Sherry will do it. Sherry will work those books and finish them. Hey, Rain. Paula. So anyway, you can kind of see just what's in there. Like every third or fourth, all kinds of these little drawings. Every third or fourth page is a blank page with just a border like that. See, it's just got a border around for you to do whatever. And so it's not like the coloring books that we all collect, but it's you know, one of those prompt books, you know, journal type thing. Doodle, journal, write ideas down. And even if you had something like this that you keep, hang on, I froze for a second with incoming mail there. When I get tons of mail coming in, it kind of freezes me up. This is a kind of book that's good to keep by your bed when you get ideas in the middle of the night and write them down, you know. I usually have stacks of Post-it notes, but this is good too. So you can see, just do a quick little flip here. So you can see it's got all kinds of little prompts. And there's tons of these kind of things out there. I'll show you a couple others that are my favorites. This one, here's three others. I got others, but these three are just like together. And 642 places to draw. And this is also a chronicle book. This is also a chronicle book. Anything by chronicle, I've never, and I tell them this too, I've never met a chronicle book I don't like. There's their little logo, the little glasses. They also have these small ones. They're like about, maybe 4 by 5 or something like that, little ones that are called like 642 small things to draw, or 643 uh, tiny things to write about. So they have these in small versions too, and they've got all different kinds of these. And it's kind of the same thing, but this one is just prompts for you to draw. It's blanks, but they have little dividers and like the dock of the bay, the top of Mount Olympus, and you're supposed to draw those things. This one's called Drawing Your Life, and I got a couple of these when they went on clearance at Books A Million. And it's Learn to See, Record, Appreciate Life's Small Joys. And also, I don't have them because I gave them all to my grandson because he loved them. All the Carrie Smith ones, oh, I can't think of the names of Mess of Your Life, Adventure. There's all kinds, like 6 of them that Carrie Smith's put out. Cam loves those. I've given him all those. So Carrie Smith's got all kinds of those. Look up her, Keri Smith, and she's got tons of these kind of books out. Like, I think there's like 6 of them out now. You can even buy them in sets. And those are real fun. He loves those. He has all those. So I gave him all mine. But anyway, so this is kind of the same thing where there's prompts, drawings, ideas. So again, this is another kind of version. And then there's also One Page at a Time. This is by some guy, Adam Kurtz, and it's the same type of thing. All kinds of drawing prompts, writing prompts, listing ideas, keeping your ideas down, you know, this kind of thing. So there's all kinds of these out. Now, a lot of times these are not in the art book section. Now, these are like at Blick and Barnes & Noble are probably in your art section. But a lot of these kind of books like this and the Carrie Smith ones are not in the art section. They're in the writing section. So go over to where the writing section, you know, books on how to write, you know, how to be an author, how to write fiction, how to write mysteries, how to write, you know, those kind of books. That's where these kind of books are. So check over there for this type of book. They're usually not in the art section. They're in the writing section, okay? So anyway, but this is the one that I just picked up at at Blick over the weekend. And so there. Was I writing a book? I've got a lot of ideas about different books, but I'm not really a writer. I don't love the writing process. Or is that process? When Paul is here, I like to say process. Carrie Smith is in self-help in Paula's store. Yeah. So, yeah, again, now my Carrie Smiths are over in the writing section, but look in the self-help or in the, yeah, look in different sections for these kinds of books. There's all kinds of creativity books. Let me show you a couple other, let's see, let me put these, I'll leave this one out. What else do I have here? All right, for instance, this one, hang on guys, I'm looking at the shelves here. I'm trying to find some kind of art type books that are not in the art section. I'm not sure about this one. I think I ordered that one. Oh, here we go. This one. Okay, so these kinds of books are either in writing, self-help, or other places. Like this one, all right, The Doodle Revolution. This one's been out for, I think I bought this one about a year ago, and it's kind of expensive. It's like $30-something, I think. But anyway, this was in the business section. This is like doodling to help your business, you know, creativity in business, ideas in business. But this was in the business section. Okay, The Doodle Revolution, business section. Creative Sparks. Now, I've had this one for quite a while. I can't remember if this was in the art section or not, because this one's kind of old. Let me see how old this one is. But it's another one for Creativity Sparks. This was 2003. But it still is relevant, you know, for lots of rotate your collection, just all different kind of tips and things like that. And again, this is a How book, and How books are not cheap. I don't remember. Yeah, this was like a $25 book for this tiny book. But there's different ones. There's another one called Coffee Sparks. I think it's by Jim Krause as well. But they're not cheap. How, the books How. There's a magazine and a publication house, How books. They're not cheap. This one is in the writing section. I had another one similar to this that I gave to Cam because he's going in journalism now for this, in 10th grade. He's in journalism and going to be on the newspaper. And he wanted more books on writing because he's also an artist. And but he's going to school for engineering. He says he wants to be, environmental engineer. That's his goal right now in 10th grade, environmental engineer. Boo, my going on 13-year-old granddaughter wants to be a pharmacist, which I told that to Joe. I think that kind of, because Boo's real good at math. And she doesn't like to read a lot. We're telling her, you're going to have to start reading more, but she loves math. Anyway, so I have a couple different ones like this, and I gave them to him, so I can't, show them to you, obviously. But this is Catch a Wave of Effortless Brilliance and Everyday Delight, the Almanac, a daily dose of wonder, and it's Jill Badansky. And it's kind of like prompts, but it's more like writing kind of things, too. Writing prompts, it's one every day. And this one came out a few years ago, too, 2008. Okay, it's still out. I've seen it, so I know it's still out. So there's some, but what I'm trying to say is go to the writing section or even the business section or the, like Paula said, the self-help section. And you'll find a lot of these type of books in odd places like this. This is not in the art section. Neither is this. These are not in the art section. They're in different sections. Why do what that is popping up there? So anyway, I just wanted to show you different books that are not necessarily in your art section. Okay? All right, so throw those back up there. And that's not even including the color books that are out now. All the adult color books, which just means that they're color books with lots of detail. Okay? Doesn't mean like, Okay, so any questions? If it was in the business section, that explains why it was so expensive. Yes, exactly, Moomy. Yeah, they charge $35 for a book that would probably be $20 in the art. Well, even the art books, they can be expensive too, especially when they're new and in hardback. You wait a year and they're in paperback, or now it might even be 6 months. It used to be you had to wait a year for a paperback to come out, or soft cover, as they call it now, soft cover. All right, so there's that. That's all the haul I have. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. And I'll put that to the side for now. Put my erasers over here. And my scissors and my magnifying glass. So I have some space here. And my black inks. Now I know that we refill this with a cartridge. I don't have to worry about which one of these inks do I use. All right. All right, so I know I bumped hang on guys, I know I bumped the tripod again. I'll throw those inks back up there, out of my way. All right, so, exactly, Moomy, exactly. All right, so the other thing that last week, I think it was Fairy Treasures that mentioned that she was going to take her art scroll, or do an art scroll. I've shown you all my art scroll before. It's a 30-inch long wide. Let's see, am I flashing out there, guys? Let's make sure my camera is not flashing me out there. this is just a roll of craft wrapping paper that you've been seeing me, do the animals on. I've not finished the starfish. Somebody was asking me that here a little while ago. I have not done the starfish. They wanted to see me do that. And I've not finished all the sea turtles either. But I wanted just to do at least this one on camera so that you could see, how to do at least one sea turtle. Well, anyway, so fairy treasures, and I think somebody else was saying that this was too big, and they were going to buy one of these rolls and cut it in half. Well, I did do that. All right, so because I have a plan for doing a smaller scroll, there's a reason I want to do that. All right, so I cut one of those rolls in half. Now, let me tell you, it was a little, get someone to help you if you do this. This was a double roll, like this. And this particular roll did not have any cardboard on the end of the roll. So I have leftover wrapping paper, cardboard rolls. So I had 2 extra ones. I cut them in half. So I attached one at one end, and I unrolled it all the way. Well, I had to unroll it all the way because I cut this in half. And then at the other end of the scroll, there's another cardboard tube that I glued to the end. Okay, so this is what it came like this. All right, it's again 30 inches and it's 30 feet. I made sure to look at the wrapper before I threw the wrapper away around this, but it's 30 inches by 30 feet. So you get a lot on here, for $3-4, depending on, and then that's without a coupon. You can get it for a couple bucks with the coupon at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or whatever. So when you cut this in half, the thing is how I did it was I took a ruler. Well, it wasn't this one, it was longer. Let me show you how I did it. And I could have got out my T-square, but because my T-square is huge, even though I was doing this on the floor, to cut it pretty much, and it's not exact, it's best if you have someone to help you unroll while you're cutting. Because while you're trying to cut, it's trying to roll back up on itself. Know what I mean, Vern? So it's easier if you have someone to kind of unroll it for you as you're cutting. All right? So how I did this, and I got some stuff started on this one. I'll show y'all in a minute. Let me get it down to the end, show you what I did. So what I did is, first off, to cut it in half, I'm going to tell y'all my tips for it. So if you want to make two scrolls out of a 30-inch long one scroll, like the other one I just showed you. All right, so again, I glued, I cut 2 leftover wrapping paper rolls. I cut that in half, and all you have to do for that is just use an X-Acto knife, poke it in the middle, and just kind of score, cut around. It cuts real quick. But how I measured this, and you don't have to measure, you can kind of guesstimate, but you're going to probably go like this when you're cutting with scissors. So how I did this was, I took one of my longer rulers here, and it's 30 inches, so 15 is half. So I just marked my ruler right here at 15. This is a longer ruler. This is an 18-inch ruler. And then I put that on the edge, right there where the 15, I marked it with 15, okay? So you can see where that would have been, one sheet. Let me put this here so you can kind of see. Okay, this may be all simple, common sense to everybody, but I'm going to show how I did it anyway. All right, so I had a 15-inch ruler that would mark right to the middle. Then I took just a regular ruler that I could put and almost like make my own T-square, but smaller, because I have a huge T-square that's a big giant metal one that would, it would have just been, it would have been easier to use that with someone to help me unroll it, but I was doing this by myself. And then I just took a white pencil and marked along this, and then I would roll it and mark it, and I would just constantly keep moving this up like this, constantly moving this up and marking a line, moving these 2 up and marking a line, moving it up and marking a line for 30 feet while this is still trying to roll back on me, okay? So after I did my line all the way down all 30 feet, then I took my scissors and, cut on the white line that I drew while this is all trying to roll back up on me. So again, if you can get someone to get on the floor with you and unroll this while you're cutting, it's going to be much, much easier. I just did it by myself because I was impatient and didn't want to wait for the hubster to come help me. But anyway, if you have a T-square, either way, if you want to get this, you know, straight down the middle. All right, hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. Or yeah, if someone has a table saw, you could just whack it the whole thing in half. Okay, I wasn't. So I did it the old-fashioned way with scissors and 2 rulers and a pencil. Anyway, so now I have 2, and at the very end of the other, I glued in another tube. Okay, another. So I've got 2 rolls now, 2 extra scrolls. What I like about this scroll, because you know, with the other big scroll, I had to do it this way. Let me move this out of the way here. With this scroll, to show under camera and to use on my art table, it has to go this way. You know, I have to roll. Whoops, it's upside down. I have to roll it this way. Okay, you know, I have to roll it horizontal because it's so big. So now I can do some vertical ones. So what I've done is I'm sketching out. I told y'all that I'm going to do some sketches on the little cards, on the little tags here, and I've sketched out a few already, but I'm not going to show them to you yet. But I've sketched out a few in white to paint and draw on. And so these are some of the sketches that I'm going to put on the little cards that I told y'all if y'all want to send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and either a couple dollars or some stamps to help with the Happy Mail, that I'm going to, you know, send those little 4x4 tags out. So what I thought I'd do on one of these scrolls is sketch out ideas that I want to sketch. I mean, I'm sketching out ideas that I want to put on the littler cards. I don't know if that makes sense, on the tags. So these are some of the ideas that I want to put on. So I've sketched out, again, some of the shell starfish. And here, this is just like a regular, you know, starfish little sketch. But then I want to fit them on the 4x4 card. So these are larger ones, but I'm going to scale them down to fit. Let me show you one. Like here's a little owl. I'm going to scale them down to fit on these cards. Okay, does that make sense? All right, let me check chat here. Hey Sherry, I was just talking about you a minute ago. All right, so again, so here's some of the things I'm going to put on the little tags. Some butterflies, feathers, ladybug, some different leaves, but I got to scale these down. So what I'll do is I'll just take one of my, let me find one doesn't have a tag on it. Here's one that will show up. So what I'll do is I can just sketch out something like this so I know the size. Okay, and then I can fit my sketch, whether it be a butterfly, a flower, I have an eagle's head here, a peacock feather, another little emu, an owl, whatever it is. See, I'll have to make it fit in a 4x4 square to fit those tags that I'm doing. Does that make sense, Fern? So I can practice on here. In other words, this is like a practice scroll for what I want to put on other things. Okay. Carrie, would you put my email address in there, please? Oh, you already did. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. So, yeah. So that's what I just sketched out these, and then on the way up to Denise's house yesterday, Hubster was driving. Obviously, I was not sketching and driving. Do not sketch and drive. So I did a whole bunch of them. I have a whole bunch of them sketched out. All right. Now, they're not painted or colored or anything like that. I just wanted to show you how I'm starting them. Okay. So I thought I would just do a couple here on this scroll today, even though some of these are bigger. I might try to do a couple small ones just so you can kind of see what they'll look like smaller. But I've also done, you know, some larger ones just to get the idea of what I want them to look like, but I'll scale them down. All right, so there we go. That's what it is. that's what I have planned. So let me check chat here, see if any missed. Hello, Carol. Other Carol. Who else have I might have missed? Thanks everybody for being here. Got quite a few people. I think I said hi to everybody pretty much before I hit record, but if there's a few I might have missed. And by the way, Miko. Oh, are links open, Carrie? Yeah, links are open. Miko did a stream over the weekend. I wasn't here. I got the last 2 minutes when I got home. But Miko, if you want to put your stream link in, use stream link in. Miko did a stream over the weekend. Hey, Packer Die. Who else have I missed? I think I said hi to Rain, Shabs, and Sharipa. Anybody else pop in? Tam and Z popped in after I already said good morning. Yeah, I caught the last 2 minutes, but I did bookmark it. So if anybody, Miko, if you want to put the link in for your Ustream recording and your channel. Hello, Blonde Woman Stamping. All right, so that is, oh, I got one other thing to show you. Hobby Lobby last week in their clearance section had a lot of art papers that were on, I keep the, for those of y'all wondering why I always have this here, it's because the camera will focus well on this big block lettering. So I keep this here for my camera to keep focused because I turn the autofocus off so it doesn't zoom in and out. So this just kind of keeps my camera, like the lighting, from flashing out. So that's why I always have this here. Anyway, they had all kinds of art papers, tan, green, maybe like 10 different colors. In cream, white, tan. They had, I think, a yellow and an orange and a blue, and there were different weights, different thicknesses, and different prices. Now Z said she found her some for like $2.50. I don't think I paid over 95 cents for any of mine. And this here, and I'll show you one here. I've already cut this up. This is half sheet here. I've already cut this up, so it's normally like. This was a 98-pound weight, Canson. I forget how you pronounce it, but it's one of those M-I-T-E. Let me see if where's my, I can't see it. It's M-I-T-E-I-N-T-E-S, Canson. This one was called Wave Green, 98 pound, 19.5 by 25 inches. 19.5 inches by 25.5 inches, and it's made in France, and it's nice paper. These were marked down. I got it on one of these leftovers here because I've already cut this up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did the little tag go? Oh my gosh, that I was just reading off of. It came off. Where did it go? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, it stuck to me to go on the floor. Okay, the little piece of, the little tag, there it is. It flew off. Okay, I don't know how much it was regularly, but it was marked down to 96 cents. 96 cents for this sheet. Okay, so I got a few of these. I got some cream. I got some, I think I got a gray or two. But anyway, there were anywhere from 25 cents and Z said she had some that were $2.50. So anywhere in there, from 25 cents up to $2.90, $2.50 or something like that per sheet. So I'm not sure how much this particular one was normally. I don't see it on here, but the sale price was 96 cents. So I got a few of those. Now what I want to do with these is, yeah, I cut it, I bent it in half and tore it. You know, I bent it over a couple of times and scored it really well, tore it in half. I like the torn edges when I do this kind of thing. And I left these to show you what I did before I did all four. So out of one sheet that is 25.5 inches, okay, I can get 4 of these little pamphlet books out of. Okay, and I did cut it. I made it so that they're 4 inches wide each. Okay, 4 inches in width. So I had to cut off about 3/4 of an inch to make it come out 4 inches on each one. And then they're, how tall are they? They are 5 by 4. Okay, so if you fold one of these in half and tear it in half, fold it in half again, and if you fold without your bone folder handy, line up the two edges. This is the best way to get it even. Line up your two edges where you're going to fold it, and start in the middle. Crease it in the middle and go like that. Then you're not likely to get your sheet to go wonky. Okay, like that. Well, I do have a bone folder right here. But start in the middle and then work your way out from either side like that. Then I just flipped it over, and again, just redid it. You can do it much more. I'm not a bookmaker. I'm not a, I've made my share of some journals, but I don't sew. And anyway, so I just do that a couple times like that. All right, and then if you're careful, if you're worried about not tearing straight, put a ruler up against it like this. If you're worried about not tearing straight. Okay, I like the ripped edge look. So then basically what I have is 4 of these. Okay. And I figured out how, I could get evenly 4-inch wide with a little bit left over. So if you just start, well, to tell you the truth, I did kind of do it a wonky way. I'll show you how I do it. I fold it in half. Okay, I just fold it in half. And then I knew that 4 inches was how wide I wanted. So I just started over here at 4, and I scored, well, I ticked it. Let me tick mark it at 4. And you could score it with your bone folder. I just folded it. Okay, score it, fold it. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making a pamphlet with 4 inches each with a little bit left over. Just a little bit left at the end. So all I did there was guesstimate, and again, you can measure it all out. I just kind of guesstimated about a 1/2 inch off each end and tore it off, and then I refolded it so that it was like a waterfall effect, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then take your bone folder and mash it all down really well, and then you got one of those. So that's what I did here. So you can get 4 of these out of 1 sheet of paper. That was 96 cents. Okay, and basically what this is nice tone paper. You could do, what I plan on doing is like little sketches of one subject. Like, let's say a butterfly. I'll do a butterfly with one wing, open wings, a side view, a down view, anyway, I want just all different, like a whole series of little butterfly sketches, studies, I should say, because they're going to be more than sketches. They're going to be sketched with some color, kind of like I did the peacock studies. Okay, so then right here, so you can get 12 drawings on one little booklet. Okay, if you do front and back, on one side there's 6, the other side there's 6, and then you can put a little band around it, a ribbon, a whatever, So anyway, I can do with one sheet of 96 cents, I can do 12, 24, I can do 48 drawings, little drawings. I think that's right. Anyway, you get the idea. All right, so I wanted to tell y'all that, if you have a Hobby Lobby, I got something on that one. If you have a Hobby Lobby in your area, whoa, that just flew. Go look in the clearance section. It's in the clearance section. On the bottom shelf, they have stacks of Canson. They even had now I didn't see any, if they would have had hot press, I would have bought some hot press Fabriano watercolor paper. They had the cold press and the rough. And I think those sheets were like $4.50 each, regularly $9 or something like that. I don't remember because they didn't have the cold press. And I mean, they only had cold press and rough. They didn't have hot press, which is the real smooth watercolor paper. They didn't have any of that there. They might have, but they might have sold it all out. So they may have had some. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's just a little, you know, anyway. And even if you had to buy the sheet for regularly, maybe it's $3, $3.50 a sheet. I'm not sure the regular price, but if you know if you had a 40 or 50% off coupon, you can still get it for $1.50, or you know you can still get this paper cheap off the stack racks in any color you want. I just happened, you know, for 90 from 25 cents to 90 something cents. I bought a few different colors, and the different colors were different prices. So. Anyway, so there's that idea. Okay. All right, so that's the scroll, the little tags. What else did I have? Looking around here, trying to see what else. All right, got any questions? That's what you got for $2.50 a Fabriano. Okay, yeah, I saw those. Z, did you get a? Was there any hot press when you bought yours? Because all my Hobby Lobby had left was cold press, which is not as smooth. I mean, it's smoother than the rough, but it's not as smooth as hot press. So did you have any hot press at yours? Who has the best deal on hot press? You know, if you can use a coupon at Mike's and Hobby Lobby, Miko, that's to me. If you're just going to buy it by the sheet. Now, my Michaels and Hobby Lobby do not sell blocks of hot press that I've seen. Maybe every now and then they might have had some, but I don't remember seeing any recently in the blocks. But then again, remember, I'm not a watercolor artist, so I mean, I've done my share of watercolors, but I don't go out and specifically look for blocks of hot press. It's been years since I bought one, and I don't even remember where I got it. Years and years ago. It might have been at the Blick North Atlanta when they were, which is closed down. I don't even remember. But anyway, if you just want the sheets, Michaels and Hobby Lobby have the racks of paper. And, you know, you can get, depending on the weight and everything, you can get buy the single sheets, but use a coupon. Yeah, use a coupon. You got hot press? Okay, good, Z. I would have bought some if they would have had hot press. They didn't, mine didn't have any left, you know. Yeah. Yeah, the Fabriano hot press watercolor paper. Exactly, Eileen. But I don't ever see the hot press in blocks in Mike's and Hobby Lobby. They probably have it at Blick's, but I haven't looked lately because I haven't needed it in blocks. You know the watercolor pads that are blocked all the way around, glued all the way around, ready to go, you know. So I don't know where to get the blocks other than look on blick.com, you know. Yeah. Okay, so any other questions? Well, you have to go look for them, Miko, in the stacks. You know, they have the stacks of paper, the big 24 by 26 or how 30 by 24. I forget the exact size, how big they are. Probably the same size as these. What is it, 20? Well, no, this is 19 by 25. I know they're bigger than that. You can get them 30 by, I don't know. Anyway, the big sheets. Yeah, so Mike's and Hobby Lobby always have 40 and sometimes 50% coupons. Go buy you one sheet of nice watercolor paper for half price. You know. Hey, Rach. And so, yeah. And then I just saw Kathy again. I want to try to find, I mean, I've already looked on Blick. They do have on Blick.com, they have the, let me tell y'all the exact ones. She told us about 2 different kind of color pencils that are expensive, more expensive than the, you know, Prismacolor. But I did find them on Blick.com. Let me find my pictures here of them. I'll tell y'all what they are. So Kathy did a stream. I call her Cass. She's Cass, but her name's Kathy. But, you know, she's here. She's Cass. Let me find where they are. I know I took a picture of them somewhere, I think. Or maybe I did it on the iPad. Okay. I think I found them on the iPad. Let me look on my iPad. I think that's where I was shopping. I was shopping on the iPad. Okay. Or maybe I just emailed the link to myself. Well, anyway, they're called, let me go to my email, the Caran d'Ache Luminesse colored pencil in sets and individual, and then the Caran d'Ache Pablo color pencil, which is a little cheaper than the Luminesse. They're both at Blick, but they're like between $3 and $6 a pencil. Okay. Prismacolors are $1.99 regular price. Okay, they're $1.99. I mean, you can get them on, they're cheaper if you order at Blick online, but just in the store, they're like $1.99. Now, the Luminesse and the Pablo Caran d'Ache color pencils, they do not have at my Blick in stock, in store. You know, when I went to, this yesterday, they do not sell them at my Blick in store, but it's a small Blick. They might have them like at the Savannah store, the huge one. They probably have them in store, but you can order them online. So I've not tried those, but Kathy Cass did a demo on the Luminesse and the Pablo Caran d'Ache pencils. Okay, yeah, and Jess is saying the Luminesse is amazing as well, but they're like $5, $6 a pencil. Okay, but you know, if they're that wonderful, I'll order me a couple and test them out. I'll order them online and test them out before I buy sets or, you know, tons of them. It's because I want to make sure I'm going to love them before I buy them. Okay, so that's the pencil update. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. Any questions on anything so far? Sip of coffee here. So what I'm going to do, Jerry's Artorama has a big sale on the Fabriano watercolor paper online. Eileen, the Enabler Elf, ETEE. If y'all ever see me post about ETEE, Eileen, the Enabler Elf, we're talking about Eileen. And also I want to give a thank you and a shout out to all the YouTubers that have been commenting on my recordings and liking the projects that we're doing, the drawing and the art cards and all that. Thanks, guys. If y'all are watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate your comments. And if you ever get a chance to come over to Coffee and Art in the Morning on Ustream and join in with the live chat, everybody's really nice and really friendly. And at least 10 of us in the group stream. Maybe more, you know, but there's probably at least 10 of us in the group that stream or even do YouTubes, like Pack or Die. She doesn't really have time to stream, but she does YouTube. So, you know, it's a great group. So, no, those are different, blonde woman. There's Caran d'Ache does have watercolor pencils that are, I mean, pencils that are watercolor, but the ones we're talking about are not water soluble. Try the white one for sure, Jess said. Okay, I will do that for sure, Jess. Yeah, I saw Kathy's Ustream, and she showed the white over the black paint, like I, you know, showed the white over the black paint. And she did it with the Luminesse, and it was nice. So, yeah. But I've just not found them in store to try, so I'll have to order some. Yeah, links are open if y'all want to post any of your Ustream, YouTube, or sites, your blogs, your websites. We don't usually have much problem with spammers here. You know, if y'all want to promote your, you know, even your Etsy occasionally, that's fine. But we don't really, with our group, have much problem with spammers. We're self-disciplined that way. That's the way we roll. Okay, so what I had, like I said earlier, since making the smaller scroll, which I told how I cut it all up and all, which now I can just kind of go this way under camera, which is better for camera purposes. I like the big scroll because I can work on, I have a big table here, so I can roll it out and work myself. But the problem with working on the big scroll, even the way I have it rolling this way, is the, trying to keep it under the camera, because it doesn't, I don't have a lot of room to move off camera here. So even when I'm scrolling this way, I can't do a lot of this with the big scroll. So this will be nice to do some smaller things too. So like I said, these are just some of the ideas that I have. I'm going to go ahead and do this for Marilyn, and I might do two of them, this larger one and the smaller one, and maybe I'll even do one on a card, or do one on a card. So Marilyn wanted to see me do, well, I'll just do it on here. It'll be easier because this is the exact same size as this. I just used a card to kind of, make some smaller constraints. All right, so I think I will zoom in one here because I can move around this smaller scroll. Maybe I'll zoom in two. Let me re-autofocus so I can turn the autofocus back off. And let's see, kind of get some of the flash. I think that's good right there. All right, so now you can kind of see me work on that. So let me get my, and also I was asked by somebody on YouTube about showing, and I said this on my last stream too, showing what I draw from. Everybody realizes I'm drawing from my iPad, which is where I can zoom in on things really close up. However, when I show you something under the camera, it flashes out, so you really can't see detail. And I really can't print out everything that I'm using for reference. For one, I use 5 or 6 different references, like the peacock. For different bits and parts of the peacock, that's 5 or 6 different references that I would just be, that's using a lot of ink up. And besides the point that most times I don't know what I'm going to draw until I'm live and I get requests. Now, if we do a portrait where I'll post a sketch or something and we are all drawing from one thing, I will print that out, post it, and things like that for everybody to draw together. But just when I'm taking requests live like this or something, someone will say, oh, draw a fish. Well, I can't stop, go run downstairs, print it out. It's just not feasible on a live show. But, anytime that we do a group project, we all print it out, we all sketch it out, and we all work on it together, which we haven't done that in a while. So maybe we need to do some more. I think the last one we did was Darcy UK, where we drew Darcy, and I showed y'all how, if you don't feel like you can draw a sketch, how to grid one out. Now, I don't grid when I'm doing mine, but I wanted to show everybody how to do a grid sketch. So, I try all different kinds of different techniques. Anything that I've, tried or has worked in different projects, I try to share all of that with y'all so that you can try different ways. All right, so yeah, links are open. Feel free. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I want to do, this is smaller than on the big scroll. The big scroll, I have this starfish is probably about this big. So this is a little smaller. And this is even smaller still for the little 4x4 sketches. Okay? So I just sketched these out like y'all have seen me sketch out anything with a white pencil because it shows up on craft paper. I also like to draw and color on, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love color penciling on toned paper, but it also is good for camera because white flashes out the camera. It's a little harder to draw on here where I don't have, I just have to use a webcam for live shows. It's not like I'm doing a YouTube video where I can really adjust the lighting and stuff with my nice HD. Well, these are HD, but that doesn't matter. We don't get to broadcast in it. When you can do a nice YouTube video, and the lighting is not so important about that, which maybe I should do a few of those. Because I do have a nice camera to do regular videos. Here's my problem with doing regular videos as opposed to doing a Ustream show. Two things. One, I like to be able to take my time and do longer videos. I know longer videos are not for everybody on YouTube. So if you do watch these on YouTube, you can always just, fast forward, just move your little bar to the, different times in the program where you can see the different stages of a drawing or something like that. Just fast forward past all the chatter and all that. So that's one reason. I like to do long, in-depth, detailed videos and be able to chat with everybody here. The second is because of the upload time. People that do nice HD quality videos on YouTube, will spend, Jess, how long does it take you to upload a nice video on YouTube? I'll ask Jess because Jess does nice, and Rach too. Rach, and good morning, by the way, Rach. It can take hours and hours and hours just for what, a 15-minute video? And I know it's different depending on the quality of your video, but if I'm going to take the time to upload a nice video to YouTube with good quality on my nice camera, I want it to be, better than I can get on Ustream if I'm going to take that much time. Yeah, you can speed them up too, Jess, yeah, on your little wheel settings, yeah. So yeah, either way, you can speed it up on your settings on YouTube, or you can just, just fast forward with the bar. The other thing, it 10 to 14 hours, Jess saying. Okay, so on Ustream, I can do a 2.5 to 3 hour show and upload it in less than 15 minutes. So, it's kind of like a trade-off. It's a little less quality unless you pay for Ustream. Most of us that do these shows, just, we're doing them for free. I mean, we get to use Ustream for free. So, yeah, I, for one, even though we've had, over the 5 years that some of us have been streaming, have our problems with, Ustream updating or changing things or whatever, I mean, I still love streaming. Love it. So, yeah, and even more hours if you edit on top of that. Exactly. Yeah, and Rach says sometimes she'll spend a day with editing. And if you do voiceovers or any of that in there, it takes a lot of time. So I appreciate all the YouTubers that do take that time to have those high quality videos for just 15 or 20 or 30 minutes. It's awesome that y'all do that. Okay, so let me go ahead and again, this is the 15-inch scroll, which was a 30-inch piece of roll of paper that I cut in half, and I said at the beginning of the show here how I did that. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of my little trays here to kind of just hold it in place. And I'm just going to do a little bit of paint and color pencil on some of these sketches. And I'm going to go ahead and do these two. I'm going to probably do them similar. Nothing turns out too exact, every time you do it. But I'm going to try to do these two similar so you can see a little larger one and a 4x4 one. Yeah, and also that's a good point, Vicki. We all that stream love to stream because of the camaraderie and the friendships that we've made over the years, and new people all the time. We meet people from all over the world. I mean, we have girls in our group from, Australia, UK, Pavla's in, I think, not Ukraine. Anyway, they're all over the world. Canada, all over the States. Anyway, all over the world. And that's one of the nice things about streaming and a live chat is you get to meet people and actually talk to them and make friends with them. We're all on birthday lists, we exchange cards, we exchange Happy Mail, we share, and we're all on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or a combination of those, where we all, keep up with each other and all that. So it is more than, it is like a community. And in our group of, 10, 15 streamers, we just all share and try to, promote each other and help each other as much as we can. So it's just a great group. Yeah, Czech Republic. Yeah. So anyway, friends in the box. That's right. AJ coined that phrase, fibs. We call each other fibs. Friends in the box. Yeah. Thanks, movie. All right, so let me go ahead and get out a couple. I'm going to do a green, orange, and blue-gray starfish here. And I'm going to just do two, like I said, two the same. So I'm just going to kind of start with let me go ahead and put a jar right there just to kind of hold that end of the scroll. And yeah. And I just use coffee lids. And again, I don't mind this is all dry paint. This is dry paint. I go through a lot of coffee lids, so I don't have to reuse the same ones all the time. I throw away tons of these because I've got more stacks of these than I'll ever use. But if you're one that likes to do things, craft with the acrylic paint skins, this is what, once they build up, and I don't know if I have enough layers on here to peel it up. But if you like craft, acrylic paint, well, it doesn't have to be craft paint, but I'll tell you, craft paint, matte, craft paint is what I use to use color pencil over. If you use a nicer acrylic paints that are in the tubes and more expensive, they're going to have a shine to most of them. They're going to have a shine to them that the color pencils aren't going to want to grab hold of. So I like just using my favorites, Americana. That's just my favorite. You use whatever. But anyway, after you build up a few layers here, these will peel up. If you are one that likes to craft with these, I know people that make all kinds of cool things out of the paint skins. The side's smooth because, it's on the smooth surface. So you can see there how pretty and smooth that is. And what I'm saying is these plastic lids from the coffee, it won't stick. So you can peel these up and make things with them if you're so inclined. I don't make anything with them, but I'm just saying, if this is perfect for building up layers of craft paint, to use these plastic skins like that. Okay. All right. But I don't mind just piling up on top of each other. But that does visually bother some people when they're trying to distinguish different shades and colors and blending and all that, that it can be distracting to their eye. So it's just totally up to you whether you use something white or the colors you can see more clearly, or it doesn't matter. And you can just use a black lid from a coffee thing. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. All right, let me see. I got a few brushes over here. I pulled them so that they're handy and quick to grab because I have, I keep my brushes, most of them, in like mason jars like this, and I usually divide them up by size. Like these are like medium size ones, and then I have another jar for like smaller ones, and then another jar for medium large, I guess you'd say. Like medium large are in another jar, and then the large, let's see, let me get that to not fall over. I have in a little spinner thing right here where I keep more of my large ones, or in this spinner thing up here. And then I got, these are like rejects. These are like crusty, pretty much used for scrubbing or scruffy or stuff like that in here. And then my nice oil paint brushes, my more expensive sables and all that, those are in a canvas roll that I don't use except for oil painting. And I don't really oil paint much anymore. But my nice sable brushes that are made for oil, I don't keep them near. They're all like in their own house because they don't want to get contaminated with acrylic paint. So they're too expensive to have them, to use for anything other than oil. Sarah's brush holders that she made yesterday. I didn't see that, Eileen. I wasn't home all day yesterday, so I'm kind of behind. I watched half of Paula's show from Friday night, Saturday night, and I'm behind on one of Z's. And anybody else that streamed, I got 2 minutes of Miko, the last 2 minutes of Miko. So I'm behind. So I'll have to look at that. I'll have to watch Wee Sarah. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to, I'm just going to find, again, I have a thing of water right here, and it looks crappy, but it's got 2 containers, and it's just stained. It's clean water. One to clean my brush, and then one to have clean water in. And then this is the lid, I just keep it over here like, kind of like that, tilted, so I can just get in here. I keep paper towels underneath like this. This is how it sits next to me, with paper towel like right under it, so that when I wet a brush, and again, you always want to wet your brush before you put it in paint. Let's see which one I want to use here. I want a smaller one than that. Let's see, well, I'll just go with this angle for now. When I wet my brush, then I just kind of damp it off, okay? I just get all the excess water out. But if you stick a dry brush in your paint, it's going to get crusty in there, and it's going to be harder to clean, and they won't last as long. So try to get in the habit of always wetting your brush before you stick it in the paint. But that's how, this is when you hear me over there, you know, swishing around and doing this, that's what I'm doing. And it just sits like right off to the side here. There's that other brush. That's what I was looking for. All right. So let me kind of move the camera down just a tad here so you can see me working on these 2 things. All right. Any questions or anything, guys? So all I'm going to really do right now is I just want to base coat these 2. And you can do this with pencil. You don't have to do it with paint. It's just, you know, I like the feel of the pencil on the paint under these little sketches like this. I'm just going right over. I can still see, you know, a little bit of the pencil under there. I have an idea where I'm going. Hope y'all can see. So this is just a couple of the ideas that I want to do for the little sketch tags. But I'm just kind of, you know, want to practice and play with them on here. Bye, Moomy. Thanks for stopping in. I'm so glad you got to meet up with Darcy and Sister Woman and everybody. Okay. Yeah, I just have mine in mason jars. And like I said, I divide them up by size so I can kind of guesstimate. Now, they don't always stay in every particular jar, but so anyway, like here's the 4x4 edge. Well, I think I can move this up just a tad more if I move my water back. So you can kind of be in camera. There we go. But I just thought this would be something kind of, you know, relaxing to do on a Monday morning, not too much stressed out. Have you started that little baby? Yes, Vicki. It is with, I believe it's with Stacks now. And she was waiting, for some reason, Debonator, if you're watching this, she hasn't been around on Twitter, and I did email her. I told Stacks, I think it's with Stacks, where's my list? I told her if she did not hear from Deb the Debonator within a week to get with me, and we'll just move on to the next person. It's already gone from me and 2 other people. It's gone from, yeah, it's with Stacks right now, and she's waiting to hear from Deb. So, Stacks, if you don't hear from Deb, and she may be on vacation, you know, that happens. That happens in a round robin with 20-something people. So if you don't hear from her by the end of the week, we'll just move on to the next person. It's no big deal. Those things happen. We just roll with it, you know. And then so because everybody's trying not to keep it more than. Yes, I was just saying, if you have not heard from Deb by the end of the week, let me know, and I'll give you the next person's name on the list. to move on to in the baby book. And we call it a baby. It's not like it's a book of like 1940s. It's a 1940s little baby faces where they put funny little sayings under the. It's like an advertisement for something. I forgot now what it was even an advertisement for. But we're altering the little baby faces, mustaches, glasses, whatever you want to do. And we're going to try to get it around the world with 20 different people, or 22, I think. Different people, and then get it back to Deb Boring in California, who's the one that sent it to me in the first place. And we want to send it back to her at the end of the round robin after I do a Ustream on it. So, we're just kind of, and things happen. Like I said, people go on vacation. It's summer. She might have moved for all I know. We don't know, especially if it's someone that's not like around every single day like some of us are. Right, Jean? So anyway, yeah, those babies would be on pensions by now. Exactly, Linda, because it was like I think it was it 1940 something, or yeah, I think it was 1940 something that that little baby book those pictures were taken. It's just their little faces with funny expressions and then funny little sayings under it, and we're just changing, making them funny. So welcome back, Miko. If you got bumped there, I don't know. So anyway, okay, the other thing is that's way too much paint that I got out there. So this is why you want to have a desk journal. Okay, let me just grab one off the shelf, which I did clean that journal shelf on Saturday. I think it was during Jean's stream. Anyway, where you have a journal where you just throw paint or stuff in, and then you can go back, glue things. Anyway, let me just find a blank page here. This is what is good for, I don't even know if I have a blank page in this one. Here we go. This is when it's good to have one of these little desk journal things here, and a palette knife. And so Paula won't yell at me for wasting paint. She doesn't yell at anybody. I'm just teasing. Don't email me. But this is where you use up any little leftover paint like this. Now, I might end up needing some more, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you this, because this is how you can use up, and then you can end up, after this is dry, if you have little bits of collage left over, just glue it on top of here. And then later on, if you just get bored and want to do something, you can start painting on them. Stuff like that. Just have some kind of book. It can be even a composition book. It doesn't have to be an expensive journal. It can just be a composition book that you have handy to use up. All right. So the other thing is you do not want to take your colored pencils on top of wet paint. So you got to dry this or wait for it to dry. Fortunately, I have my 20-year-old heat gun here. Yes, yes. Paula can yell, use it up. Yeah, Paula did some, I just saw pictures, and part of her first, I don't even know if it was a full half, maybe a third of her show from Saturday. Was it Saturday night you did the packing tape transfer thing? Was it the packing tape? Anyway, some of those pictures you tweeted of the finished products, Paula, were awesome. I'll have to, finish watching that stream. And I still have to watch. Miko, you did record, right, Miko? Because I only got the last 2 minutes of your show. Hey, Corey. Long time no see. All right, so that's dry. And again, this is just a way for you to, if you want to just practice sketching things from, Google Images or whatever, just practice on a little bit of craft paper roll. Yeah, I saw the finished projects, but I didn't see her finish them on live show or on recorded even. Okay. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to kind of define it with, and I did buy a new gray here. This is kind of a blue gray. That's the color I'm going to use. Let me get a sharpener here. So that was just some acrylic. That color right there was Americana Hauser medium green, kind of a dark olive. Okay. Let me sharpen this gray pencil. Thanks everybody for being here. I miss saying hi to you. CB Lisha popped in. Celebrate to Spirit. Aren't you another Lisa? Celebrate to Spirit. I'm trying to remember. Haven't seen you for a while. I think it's Lisa. Who else? CM, Ella. Hey, Deb Boring. You're over there in the corner. We're just talking about the baby book. Wee Hootie. KP. Said hi to the Lindas. The Lynn. Mary. Hi, Mary. And Marilyn. Mindy. Molly Stamper. Hey, Molly. Who else? Nomadic Rose. I haven't seen you for a while either, Nomadic Rose. So thanks everybody for being here. RV. RV Sweet Lady. I swear, every time I see that name, I think of my mom. Okay. Make sure my scroll's locked in. All right, so now I'm just going to take and kind of define where some of these shadows are that are in, and then just kind of run it like this. Kind of where the, it's kind of a blue-gray. This starfish is a olive green, and I'm going to have to grab some more pencils out of here, and with orange dots on it. So I'm going to put those orange dots on with some paint here in a minute. Just kind of define where the starfish is. Because I think it was Marilyn, wasn't it you, Marilyn, that wanted to see the starfish being done? Kind of have it like right along this edge. It's not a nice shadow on there too. Bye, Cindy. All right, so I'm going to do two of them at the same time here, because I want this one to be my little sample one for some little cards, or the little tags rather. So I'm going to work on two at a time. And then these, see, here's the edge of the card, so they'll kind of like go, you know, it would be off the edge. You know what I mean, Burn? Bye, Jeannie. Well, it could be any color. This particular starfish is a green. It's not this darker green because I'm going to put a layer of light olive over it, but the dark base. This is the dark base. Let's just say you were doing a pink starfish even. Okay, let me just do a little color thing here. A pink starfish might be, and like I said, I'm just going to do a little color swatch. Whoops, might be a purple. Okay, so, and I'll show you that when I'll get out when this dries. But this is Vivid Violet, which should probably be on my shelf here too. I got one. Nope, I don't have room for one more violet. When that would be the base of, say, a hot pink starfish. Or if it was a yellow starfish, or like a light, I'm trying to think of different colors of starfish. A yellow one might have a base of an orange. Like, look at the darkest color of something. that you're going to put the pencils over, look at the darkest color in there, because you're going to put light on top of that. That's what's nice about, you know, you can put dark as well, but that's what's nice about the paint, is then you can, you know, shade on top of it, light and dark. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and move this back up, and we'll continue working on here. All right, so now I'm going to get my tray of pencils closer to me. And another thing about working on something like this is so you can test your colors. Okay, you can test your colors over here. Like this is the gray blue that I'm using. It's marine green. Okay, it's marine green. It's kind of a dark gray green. That's what I'm using to shade up here right now. All right, but I'm going to kind of go through here and see what color I want. Okay, I want this color. This is lime peel. And see, it's getting close to where if I sharpen it anymore, it's going to take away the, I'll have to just be talking about the number because it's going to take away the name. So I need to write that down that I'm almost out of lime peel. It's easier for me to find it by the, what do you call it, name than the number. Just easier for me to see, but whatever. Bye, Rain. Yeah, hi and bye to anybody coming in or going out. Okay. So there's that color, and then also probably even maybe a lighter lime. Let me go ahead and sharpen my new lime. And again, I got this one at Hobby Lobby, which they assured me they were not going to do this anymore, but they're still doing it. They're putting the 3 layers of Scotch tape that you got to catch with an X-Acto knife and peel off. To get that off before you can sharpen it. So let's get that off there. And sharpen that. All right. Okay, so now I just want to put a kind of a light area here on top before I put the orange dots. Just putting a little bit of, see? And you see how you can still see through a little bit of the dark, but then I got some highlights here too. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this littler one here. And then of course you do more blending depending on how detailed you want to get. These are just, you know, little practice sketches. And if you want to keep up though with your ideas, you want to, you also want to make sure that you, where's a pen. You want to keep notes. I mean, this is what's so nice about just a craft roll of paper. So this color right here is marine green, number 988. This one is bronze, number 1028. This one is lime peel, number 1005. This is, I think it's chartreuse, yeah. I can't even see how to spell it, but I'll know what it is. 989, okay. And then this paint here, if I just wanted to, let me just get a little off here. This, I can say that this is Americana. Hauser green medium. Okay. So you can keep notes on all your sketches, studies, or whatever. And it doesn't have to be on a roll of craft paper. It can just be in a sketchbook. Okay, same, all the same principle. All the same principle. Bye, Ella. Hey, Pam. Yeah, someone, Pam or anybody else that gets, I have Windows 10 loaded onto my new desktop, but I ordered it with 7 because I didn't want to do 10 until the bugs are worked out. So Pam, let us know how Cortana, I think that's how you say it, how Cortana compares to Siri. Are we going to have a talking computer war between Siri and Cortana? Okay, anyway, just a little fun on the sidebar there. All right, so now what I want is some bright orange. I'm just going to bring this down back over here for the dots. I need a little bit more than that. Okay, now the dots on the, they're like dots. So I'm just going to try, I'm going to start with the bigger dots. I'm going to just use the back end of my Sharpie marker and see how what size that makes, and that makes a good size there. Now with less pressure, I can make smaller dots. Okay, but when they get really small, I'll have to go to a paintbrush end to get some nice little dots there. So I'm just kind of, and these dots go right along the spine of this one. And you can go back and fix them more perfectly with, I'm kind of getting a little C shape there going along the edge. You can fix them with colored pencil. You don't have to use the end of a marker or paintbrush. I'm just, it's just kind of the size that I wanted there. And these are going to go a little smaller and closer together. These are going to get smaller and smaller as they come down. A little bigger than that. Yeah, XP isn't supported anymore either. They don't have yeah. So if you have XP, it's probably time to move on. Just saying. Whoops, that one got a little big. Oh well. And I'll get a paintbrush out for this tinier one down here. All right, let me get a smaller, get a brush here at the back end of a brush for some of these smaller dots. Then we start shading in. And under each one of these bright yellow or bright orange little dots is a shadow. So we're going to get a darker orange pencil out, and then that's where you can add the detail. And you can, the thing is this orange paint is going on top of color pencil. That it's hard to get this, you couldn't get this bright, vibrant orange on top of green pencil. In other words, if I just had green pencil here, let's see here, let me get the dark one. If I just had a green pencil here, even the light green is not going to get that. See the difference there? This is dark green paint with this light green on top of. This is dark green pencil with trying to go over it with light green. And look, you can't. It's not going to give you that vibrancy. And in the same way, if I had an orange pencil, the orange pencil is not going to be able to go over that. Whoops, I pushed. See, I was pushing so hard to try to make it show up that I snapped the pencil. You're not going to get that you can get with paint. So when you combine the paint and the color pencil, you just get so much more variety, more vibrancy, more depth, more, you can do more, just more, okay, than just with color pencil. Now, clarifying that to say, when I do portraits where I do the skin that I do in my faces, my portraits, is all color pencil. Lots of soft, thin, easy layers, okay? Lots of light layers, building up the layers to get the flesh tone in the skin. Let me get you an example here. Like her, okay? There's no paint on her skin. This is all pencil, okay? But her hair and her shirt are paint with pencil on top. But the face is all color pencil, just so you can kind of see kind of a difference, okay? This is all pencil. This has paint under it. Let me see if I get another one here. Same for her. Her hands and her face are all pencil. Her hair is paint. All right, let's see. This is a new sketchbook, so I don't have much in this one. Let me get an older one. Let's see. Okay. All right, here's my Sean Connery. And again, it's flashing out a little bit, guys, but his face is pencil, his shirt is paint with pencil over it. Robert Mitchum, that's paint with pencil on top. I'm trying to find something a little, let me find my Yaya Han. Okay, here's a good one. All right, so here's Yaya Han, the cosplayer. Her face is all pencil. Pencil, pencil, all this is pencil. These have paint under them with pencil on top. Okay, same for here. Started with just a black shirt with blue, white, gray highlights on. Okay, and her hand too, and her little fingernails. But her face is all pencil. So you can just kind of see the difference in luminosity and different textures and different things you can get. A face versus, you know, something else. Let's see. Here's Darcy, our Darcy. This is the one we did for the class. Okay, again, her hair has paint in it, but her face is all pencil. Okay, so this is the one we did for the class. Just our Darcy Glam. Okay, so just so you can kind of see some of the, let me find an animal. Let's see where I can find an animal. Do I have one in here? Here's our, this one is a sketch I did Leonard Nimoy and Spock, you know, as Spock, older and younger. That was when he passed away. Let's see. I was going to see if I had any animals in here. Ah, here we go. Again, black paint, but all this, the eyes, this is all color pencil. So like in some of these darker areas, it's black paint, but everything else is color pencil. And that's going to also depend on the color of the fur, whether I use, you know, what kind of paint. But their eyes and that kind of, you know, that detail, that is all color pencil, not paint. So I don't know if this is helpful to anybody. Well, I just can get more shading. I can just do better shading of skin tones with just pencil. So here's Nichelle Nichols, you know, Lieutenant Uhura. Her face, this is all pencil. That is paint, and this is paint with color pencil on top. Okay? But her face is all pencil. Now, I'm not saying you probably couldn't put some paint in there. I just don't. I just like for flesh colors, whether it's, whatever, what do you call it, nationality you are. I just like using, here's one of my daughter, Annie, again. Now, I did, in her case, she does not have all these color hair. I just wanted to play with the hair being all different colors. Her hair's, I just made that up. Her hair's, dark and was dark and curly in the photograph I used. This is paint right there. That's all paint, but this is all pencil. Okay? So, just so you can kind of see different ways that you can do things. In my small sketchy book, let's see here. If y'all have a, let me put my brush in water before it gets hard. If y'all want to draw all kinds of people and all kinds of nationalities, if you can get if you have iPhone, iPad, you can get the Sketchy app. It's Sketchy without an E, SKTCHY. And what it is, and I've shown it before and talked about it before, people upload photographs of themselves, okay? Oh, let me find it here. They upload photographs of themselves, and you draw them. Then after you draw them, you take a picture. I just take a picture with my iPhone. After I've drawn them, I photograph it with my iPhone, and then you upload it to right on top of the picture you drew from. So for instance, here's the girl that I just showed you in the sketchbook. Here's her photograph. Okay, so that's the picture I looked at to draw this. And then you upload it right on top of the picture of the person. Okay, it doesn't help you draw other than just, you get to look at a whole different kinds of people. So she posted a picture of herself, and I looked at this, and the nice thing is you can expand it and see it close up. And then I just take a picture with my iPhone, and then you saw it in the book, and then they get to see it, and so does everybody else. Get to see the picture that you drew. Everybody in Sketchy gets to see it. All right, and then here's, now this girl, she took her picture, I don't know why she took some of her pictures down, but this is another one that I drew. So here's an African-American girl that I drew, and I'll show her to you in the book. But, so if they take their picture down, or if you just want to draw somebody, like for instance, I drew my daughter, a picture I just showed you of Annie, you can have a free draw. So in other words, you can just upload anything you want on free draw, because Annie's not in Sketchy, but I wanted to put her on my Sketchy. I love this girl because of her eyes. So there's this girl here, and I did a demo on how to do these little braids. But her eyes, you can see the reflection of windows. I'll show you some of these in person because it flashes out on camera. So let me show you. Most of these are in my smaller tone tan. This is just an 8.5 by 5.5. It's small. So a lot of these pictures that you saw, I'll pick a couple here, that I did on Sketchy are actually very small. So like him, see, they're much smaller than it may appear, or they're smaller than, say, in this book. Here, let me see if I got another like her. Okay, so this is a girl from Sketchy as well, but this is the different sizes that I've drawn them in. Okay, so when you look on them on Sketchy, let me go back to Sketchy. So for instance, him, here's his photo. Okay, there's the photo I drew from. And then there's the picture I drew. And I uploaded it right there. Well, yeah, if they want to, you can print out anything off the internet. If they want to print out their picture, they can do it. You can print off anything you want. You know, so of course they can print it out if they want. Now, they're not going to be as good a quality. I did have one girl ask me if I would email her a good high resolution file so that she could print it out. And because it's not going to be this good a quality when you print it out if you take it off of the internet. You know what I mean, Vern? Okay, so then, so just so you can see the difference in size, let me find her. So there's the picture that so I just took a photograph of this and uploaded it on top of her picture. See, there's her photograph. And then here's my drawing right there. So even though one size is smaller than the other, when you upload it on Sketchy, they're all the same size. I mean, you know, they're all, here's all the different ones I've done on Sketchy. These are all different ones that I've done. And they're in my books here. I don't know if that helps anybody. But what I'm trying to say is if you want to practice drawing faces of all different nationalities and different, you know, facial expressions, you know, you can, it's a good place to get those. Here's the girl that I told you that her eyes, that the window is reflected in her eyes. And that's a smaller book. See the different sizes? Yeah, they want to post their pictures. But I have to say, most of the time the people I draw are people that are also drawing. A lot of people will upload their pictures and they don't draw. I try to, my first selections of people that I draw are people that are also drawing, rather than people that just post pictures. This one I did on a Ustream, I think. This one is on YouTube and Ustream. Her. I did this one live. He only posted half a face, so that's what I drew, half a face. This girl, she has pink hair. But again, all this is all just pencil. This and this has paint. Her hair has paint, but the skin and the faces are all just pencil. I think I did her on Ustream too. This is a demo. I did her on Ustream. Her, I think I did. Here's somebody asked how to draw teeth, so we drew some teeth. Oh, but I just like being able to draw all different, you know, nationalities, different expressions. Oh, what else do I have in this little book? Just different, you know, pictures like that. Here's one I want to draw Boo. And let's see. There's Darcy, Packer Die. So you can see how small that one is compared to the big one. We drew this one live. We drew this one on Ustream. Okay, I've got a question. Well, that's why, and the same thing that how I'm showing you here, you know, even though this is on top of paint, it's still, I have videos on this. So you can see how I did the shadows. This is it might even be 2 parts. This might be a 4 to 6 hour drawing. It's on Ustream. Just go back and you'll see like a little thumbnail. You'll see the picture of Packer Die in the thumbnail in my YouTube you know, list there, you know, with all the pictures of my videos. You'll see a little picture of Packer Die there. So you'll see that's the video. So if you want to see how I do shading and all that, how we did the hair did red paint, but everything else, this is all pencil. But I've got lots of videos on these guys. I've got lots of videos. Her, I mean, as you know, Pack or Die. We did. There's at least, probably at least 5 or 6. I'm not sure. I don't think she is on a stream, but she's got about 4 hours of drawing her. About 4 hours on this one. But you can see this is only a size of my hand. This is only an 8.5 or 8 by 5 or something like that. This is a 9 by 12. Okay. Let's see what else do I have in here. I really like her. I like her. Again, see how small she is? But I love her eyes. She's on Sketchy. What else is in this little book? This is one of the first ones that I drew. Let me show you the actual photograph of her. Let's see. So here's her picture that she posted. And then here's my drawing. And here's the actual drawing. It's Dee Dee Willingham. You can find me on Dee Dee Willingham on YouTube. Yeah. So I really like it. Again, this is all color pencil. Okay. Let's see what else. Real quick. I know I got kind of carried away now showing these. But I just want you to see, because I can't really show you on Dave Gaskin. He's the one that told me about Sketchy. He's the amazing artist. I've shown his work here. I bought his book, and he's also an amazing, he's on Twitter. He's everywhere. If y'all can follow Dave Gaskin on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Sketchy, he is an amazing artist. And so this is this is the picture he uploaded of himself. He didn't have spiky hair. I gave him spiky hair. So let's see what else. There's another guy. And so here again, all color pencil. Paint, paint with color pencil. So see how the red with the dark red in there and the white highlights, that is the same technique on this that we're doing right here. Same technique. Okay, but the face is just layers of pencil. Okay, thanks, Lynn. Okay. Yeah, or Inky Well. I'm Inky Well, I-N-K-I, Inky Well on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. But I also put my name in there, so you can find me, Dee Dee Willingham, as well, you know. And then my Ustream channel, which is where we are now, is Coffee and Art in the Morning. So anyway, that's just to kind of show you and to show you the sizes of how different sizes that I do. This is just a small one for Sketchy that may take me 2 or 3 hours. Something this big may take me, you know, 5, 6 hours or longer. And if I'm getting a commission portrait, whether it be pet or portrait, it's even going to be longer because I'm going to take even more time with the detail than I would just doing it, you know, for like this. And of course, I know I've shown you all these. I did. Oh, and here. This was a class we did. Amelia. This was a class we did, and but I've also drawn all the Gold Rush. If y'all watch the show Gold Rush, now this isn't all of them. Here, where's the rest of them? The Gold Rush crew, which there's like, I think there was like 25 drawings that I did for the Gold Rush crew. And there's Parker and his grandfather. Here's Tony Beats and his daughter. Here are the Hoffmans, father and son. And I'll just kind of flip these out here real quick. These are all different crew members, except for Darcy. These are all crew members from Gold Rush. This is the producer of Gold Rush. There's Gene Cheeseman. Here's another one of Parker. another crew member. So these are all ones that I've done. And Gold Rush put them on their, most of them, on their on their Facebook page. So they're also on Gold Rush's Facebook page. Oh, and then, oh, is Barb still here? Who's that, Barb? Hot Sun. Barb Owen's son. Okay, so anyway, just so you can kind of see different ones that I've drawn and just show you some of the process, kind of tips and techniques of color pencil and paint. Thanks, Julie. And of course, you know, I have photographs of all my commissions, but I can't show you like, you know, Julie Topaz's daughter, granddaughters, and stuff like that, you know, because I send out the originals when someone commissions me. Okay, so let's get back to this. Now that I think that orange paint's pretty much dry, let's get back to the edge of a paintbrush here and do the little one. Any questions or anything? Hope y'all, if you have any questions, just ask. You know, I'll try to answer how I do things. Again, you know, there's lots of ways to do color pencil, acrylic, or any of it. You know, and this is just what works for me. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way or the best way or anything like that. But these are the kind of what I'm doing here is this size and the type of little sketches I'm going to do if y'all want to write me and, you know, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and, you know, a couple of dollars or some stamps to help with our happy mail, you know, because we send out, I say we, because, you know, if, like, for instance, Eileen or Carla or Linda or anybody that sends me, like, birthday cards and stuff like that, a lot of times the girls will send the stamps, too. But, you know, I like to be able to do giveaways and happy mail and stuff, and that just helps me with sending out, you know, giveaways and things, which I haven't done for a couple of times because we've a couple of streams because we've had chat issues, and people do not like giveaways when there's chat issues, and I can't blame them. I'm just saying. Oh, I got to get back up here on this one. I didn't finish up here. Because, you know, when you got chat issues, sometimes you can't sign in, and I can't do a giveaway because you don't show up. All right, so you kind of see where we're going here. Hey, AJ. Anybody else popping in? So I'm going to try to get some tiny little dots under there. And then again, I'm going to shade these. With the color pencil. So anyway, my point was, I think, of showing you all that and doing stuff like this and showing color pencil on top of paint is you're not going to get that pure vibrancy of orange. Here's orange going over, oh yeah, I forgot I broke this one, of going over the top of just color pencil layers without lots of thin layers like for the flesh tones. But if you have like a dark background here, a pencil, the orange is not going to, see, it's vibrant there, but it's not vibrant over the green. I cannot get that vibrant of an orange going over a dark green. Whereas, let me do another sample here. Let me just put a dot out. Where we had, now I gotta let that dry a second. You can't go over pencil over wet paint. But I'll show you the difference in the vibrancy going over that and that, okay? All right, so back over here. Let me get back over here and do some more dots. Thanks, Eileen. And I'm trying to explain everything. I mean, I know sometimes it gets repetitive because every time I do something like this, I repeat everything, but that's what I'm working on. So while I'm working on it, I'm talking about it, even though y'all probably heard me say it. Same thing when I do the art cards. I repeat it, but that's the process I'm working on, you know, so I explain it as I go. Okay, so let me get. See a little bit on that side there. So, like I said, if you have questions, put them in caps. Some of us need to repeat it. Tell us things in. Thanks, Eileen. I do try my best to explain things, you know, as in detail as I can. You know, I really do, because, you know, that's. I mean, that's how I would want it if I was watching something. I would want to know every little nuance of something. If I was watching somebody do a process, and I do appreciate that when anybody does explain things. I've never found a video that can over-explain for me. Anything I watch, the more explanation I get, the more I like it. So, okay, there we go. So I think I'm going to hit this with the heat gun real quick so that those orange dots dry before I start shading them with a darker orange. And also to show you when I go over this. All right, heat gun. Thanks, Annabelle. I do my best. But I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking down to anybody. Like, you know, that's just so simple. Everybody knows that. You know, I don't want it to sound like that either. But, you know, I always assume it's your first time trying something. If you're watching one of my videos, I'm just assuming you're just tuned in for the very first time, never tried it, don't know how to do any of it. So I take it from point A all the way through as I'm working on it. All right, so here we go with the orange. So here you can see where I went over, see how bright it is on the paper, but when you go over the pencil, it's not as bright. But look when you go over, see how bright that is? When you go over the paint with color pencil. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. It's just, the vibrancy of color pencil is not lost when you go over matte craft paint. I can't swear by every kind of paint out there. I mean, there might be some tube craft paints that are very matte and would work as well. But a lot of the tubed, nicer, more expensive paint, acrylic paints are going to have a sheen to them. And the color pencil will go over it as well. It won't go over it as well. Okay, so back up here real quick. So like we were saying about the green starfish, let's say you're doing a pink starfish or a yellow starfish, okay? So here, look, you can do the highlights of this arm of a starfish. There's your highlights for a yellow starfish. But because you got the orange there too, you could take a sienna color and you'll have the shadow. Okay, so going over the paint. So there's you a yellow starfish. And again, this yellow starfish may have orange dots. Well, it's not showing up very well. Or it could have white dots, or, you know, it might not have any dots. And same thing for a pink one. So if this was your pink starfish, okay, there's your highlights going over the paint. If this was a magenta color pencil, let me see if I can grab one here. If this was a magenta color, like that, now granted it's not the exact same color, but look, the pencil is not near as vibrant as it is over the top of the paint. I break it down well. Thanks, Linda. I hope I break it down. Okay, so just saying, if you base coat something, now again, you could probably do a face, base coating it with a flesh color, but you're not going to have that, not just the luminosity, but the depth and the form of the face. You're not going to have the detail and the form and the shape and the shadows and the cheeks and all that. You're not going to get that as much with an underpainting of paint. I mean, maybe you could, but I can't. When I'm doing faces, I have to start with just a plain blank, whether it's whatever color under, substrate it is. I have to just do layers and layers and layers of color pencil. But when I'm doing anything else, I'm able to do it with a base coat of acrylic paint with shades of color pencil over it. All right, so let's get back to our little starfish here. And again, these are the kind of things that I'm going to do on the little tag cards. The little, I don't even know where I put them now. Oh, they're under there. So, let me grab one here. Let me grab one of the starfish. I know I have one here. So like this. Okay? This is what you get when you get one of my little tags. It'll be like this, but it'll be on a tag. Okay? But it's going to have this kind of, this much, at least this much detail in it. But they're just going to be one little thing. Okay? All right, so now let me go in here. I'm going to just go ahead and use the burnt ochre. You could use a sienna, a dark burnt, that's called burnt ochre. It's sienna to me. But anyway, and I'm going to go in there. Let me sharpen this and do some shadows under those little dots. Let me start with the larger ones because it'll show up better. Okay. So we got about 10, 15 more minutes before we go. And it'll, because I'm at almost 2.5 hours now. But I did want to finish, try to finish. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of rounding and a little shadow on some of these little, they're almost like little orange pearls. And I'll do some here on the larger one and kind of hold it up or zoom in so you can kind of see. Let me try to zoom in one more. It'll probably pixelate a little, guys, but maybe you can see. Okay, let me try to focus. Where's my focus card? There we go. Let me focus her in again. It's pretty focused. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of see what I'm doing is just putting a little shadow on the orange, on each one of the little dots. These are the things that they take time to do, but it's what gives you the best results. I try to hurry on these streams so that you get a full picture of what I'm doing. But, the more time you take, you being anybody that's like trying to follow along or trying to, try some of these techniques, take your time. In other words, you don't have to zip through it like I'm doing here. You can take your time and get a nice sharp pencil and really get in there with some detail. All right, so now that's the shadow on the little orange dots themselves, but there's a shadow underneath of them. So I'm going to get my dark green again, sharpen her up. Okay, and then like underneath of those little dots, there's like a little shadow under those. And depending on where the light's hitting, just pay attention to what your reference materials, So that'll give it a little more roundness to those. And again, there's even little like scaly things on the little, almost like little scales. Now you can indicate them or take your time and really put each one in. It gives it a little depth. And if you get to where it's kind of looking too exact, let me finish those. Like, you may not want it to look like dot, 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 dot. Then that's when you take your other colors and you start blending them in. See? You don't have to have them as harsh as you even drew them in. You can go in there with your other colors and start shading and blending. And spend as much time as you want. I don't know if Marilyn's still here because she's the one that wanted to see this. Okay, and I'm going to go back in with some brighter green here. I'm going to finish getting these little and then some of the starfish might be kind of a little more shaded in different areas. This side's a little more shadowed. Over there, same for this side, kind of around those dots. A little bit more shadow under here. And then there might be some brighter highlights that are even brighter green. See? And if you've got a lot of layers of your pencil already built up and you can't get a nice bright highlight, then go back in with like a touch of, you know, white highlight or something. In this case, there's no white on him. But, all right, just so you can kind of get an idea there. Okay. Yeah, it's coming alive. And of course, you know, you can, if you want to have it look like it's being hit with some sun on top. Where's my white pencil? You know, you could put some, even though it does not really in the picture or in the reference, but you can have it look like there's some white, you know, sunshine or some kind of something hitting the tops of it. And the same thing, you could get a dark brown, or let's see what I can grab here. A dark brown, a gray, a black, something here. And then have it like sitting down, you know, rested on something, so it doesn't look like it's floating. You could put it on a rock or whatever, just so you can kind of see how you can like make it look like it's rested on something. Okay. All right, so any questions, guys? Is Jess going to stream? Jess, if she is, she needs to put in her link there. Okay. And you can make this, even if you want it to look more like if it's in water, you could, you know, do a more of a blue. And then if you want to get really crazy, where's my white? And play, let's just go with, let me get a little brush here. Where's the brush I was using? That's what we'll go and we'll put a little splash, like it's even some. It could be sitting on the beach, having something splash up on it. Anyway, just so you can see, you can do all kinds of things. It does. The little touches make a big difference. I mean, even though there's not a lot of highlights on these little orange bits, but let's just say you want them to really pop. I mean, just the tiniest touch of a little white highlight on each one will even make it look like a shiny, almost like a little pearl. See, kind of just a little too much on that one, but just so you can kind of see the difference. Just adding even a tiny highlight can be. I mean, just those little tiny things will make all the difference, I'm telling you. You know? but if you don't want it to look shiny, like this one is not shiny, it's more like, you know, those little balls on the body there are not shiny, but just so you can kind of see the difference it makes. Okay. Well, all right, guys, I hope that kind of gave y'all some more ideas, some more inspiration. You know, do a scroll where you, or it doesn't have to be a scroll, just be a sketchbook. I mean, you know, anything, but, you know, have a place where you're not afraid to write in, you know, do things, you know, practice in, sketch and whatever. Don't be afraid to do this kind of stuff in your sketchbook, because these kind of notes, believe me, even if you never go back and look at them, which you will, that will help set it in your head. It will just, you know, there's something about writing things down that helps your memory. Okay. So, you know, I'm going to go in there with a little bit more rough texture. Get in there with that. And then, oh, the other thing I did not do is real quick. Let me get my gray again. Where's my blue gray? Where did I put it? Okay, I know it's right here in these pencils somewhere. Okay. Well, I can't find my blue gray, but I'm going to take my black here. And get a little bit more definition. I would normally do this with the blue gray, but where, you know, you can also shadow and define more of the arms here. Okay. Some of the give it a little bit more definition, which I would have preferred to do in blue gray, but that pencil eluded me. Okay. All right. All right. Any other questions, guys? Okay, good. Yes, and I'm glad that somebody was here to explain to me how to operate this Pentel ink brush. Thank you. Thank you, Jean, Vicki, and Janet. Anybody else that avoided the catastrophe of me literally ripping this apart. And remember, left is loose, lefty loosey, righty tighty is like on jars and things, but on a Japanese pen, it's the opposite. Yeah, so let's just unscrew this real quick, pop it off, and we'll just put a little bit of the ink on it. All right, guys. Thanks, guys, for being here, and y'all have a great day. I'll see you on. I don't know that I'll post a picture of this. Maybe I will. I'll finish up this one. Maybe just post a quick you know, what we sketched today. All right. Okay. Post links to whatever, whoever's streaming or whatever. Jess is going to stream. Okay. All right, guys. Y'all have a good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.